Mohenjo-Daro. You won't have a complete list of historical places in Pakistan without including Mohenjo-Daro, one of the largest cities of the Indus Valley Civilization. The ancient city, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, was built around 2500 BCE and remained undocumented for over 3,700 years until archaeologists discovered it in the early 1920s. Mohenjo-Daro's size, over 300 hectares, and inclusion of public buildings seem to represent a high level of social organization according to historians. Wild, right? You can find Mohenjo-Daro near the city of Larkana in Pakistan's Sindh province, where it can then easily be reached by taxi. Visiting hours: 8:30 a.m. 7 p.m. in summer, 9 a.m. 7 p.m. in winter. Entrance fee: 300 rupees foreigners, 20 rupees locals. Rotus Fort. This example of military architectural excellence sits about 15 kilometers away from the city of Jhelum, is one of the best historical places to visit in Punjab for good reason. Construction of the fort began in 1541 under the reign of Sher Shah Suri, an ethnic Pashtun who took control of the Mughal Empire in 1538. Rotus Fort spreads out over an area of 70 hectares and is considered to be one of the largest and most formidable fortresses in South Asia. It's located about 2 hours from Islamabad and 4 hours from Lahore. Visiting hours: 9 a.m. 5 p.m. Entrance fee: free. Tequila. Interestingly, the University of Ancient Tequila is considered to be one of the oldest in the world, though this is still disputed amongst scholars. In 1980, the entire city was designated as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Keep in mind that Tequila is not just one spot but rather more than a dozen ancient structures that include a cave, a monastery, stupas and more spread out over a pretty wide area. There is also a museum near the ruins that charges an entry fee. Due to its close proximity to Islamabad, 32 kilometers, Tequila has long been one of the most popular historical places in Pakistan and can be easily visited as a day trip from the capital. Visiting hours: museum is open from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Ruins are more flexible. Entrance fee: ruins are free. The museum costs 200 rupees for foreigners and 50 for Pakistanis. Wazir Khan Mosque. Lahore is chock full of incredible pieces of history and it can easily have its own list. But as for this one, the beautiful Wazir Khan Mosque is a must-mention. The mosque took its architectural cues from the Begum Shahi, and though the similarities are evident, the Wazir Khan is notably larger and more colorful. The mosque was commissioned by Emperor Shah Jahan and stood completed by the year 1641. Incredibly intricate bone frescoes and elaborate tile work cover almost every inch of it. You could really spend hours admiring it all. The Wazir Khan Mosque can be found a few hundred meters after entering through the Delhi Gate in Lahore's walled city. Visiting hours: 5 a.m. 8 p.m. Entrance fee: free. Katas Raj Temples. The Katas Raj temples are located near the village of Delmula in Punjab and are said to be from the 7th century CE or earlier. The temples surround a lake that is even fabled to have magical powers. The famous Hindu epic Mahabharata also gives them a mention, and it's well known that the founder of the Sikh faith Guru Nanak often visited the site in more recent centuries. Sadly, the temples fell into a state of disarray post-partition and still remain in less than stellar shape today. Nevertheless, as far as historical buildings in Pakistan go, the Katas Raj temples speak to the complicated history of the subcontinent in a way few other structures can. The temples are located in Katas, which is about 2 hours from Islamabad and 3 hours from Lahore. Visiting hours: 7 a.m. 8 p.m. Entrance fee: free. Lahore Fort. Perhaps one of the most famous landmarks of Pakistan, the Lahore Fort is a piece of history most have heard of. The well-known fortress was entirely rebuilt in the 17th century, though it's believed to have been inhabited in some way for millennia. Some of the most elaborate and well-known highlights of the massive structure were installed under Emperor Jahangir, including the epic picture wall that's adorned with a colorful array of mosaics, tile, and frescoes. The Sheesh Mahal, aka the Palace of Mirrors, was commissioned later under Shah Jahan. The immaculate marble room is inlaid with complex high-quality mirror work and is a must-visit when checking out the grounds. The Lahore Fort, which spreads over 20-plus hectares, can be found at the northern end of Lahore's famous walled city. Visiting hours: 8:30 a.m. 5 p.m. Entrance fee: 30 rupees for locals, 500 for foreigners. Cottage. The Cottage Fort can be found upon a hill in Cottage, Sindh, and though it ain't that old, what's underneath it sure is. The fort was built between 1785 to 1795 by Mir Sohrab Khan Talpur, but it actually lies above the remains of a prehistoric civilization by the same name. It's believed that the remains date back as far as 3300 BCE, placing it before the Indus Valley/Harappan civilization. Yes, it's real old. Unlike some of the other forts mentioned on this list, Cottage is a bit more offbeat and as such attracts fewer tourists. Both the fort and the remains can be found about 24 kilometers south of the city of Khairpur. Visiting hours, always open. Entrance fee, free. Bai. Bai is an archaeological site of a Buddhist monastery that can be found in Mardon. The site is considered to be exceptionally preserved and is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Bai was founded in the 1st century CE and was abandoned by the 7th. If you're interested in Pakistan's ancient Buddhist history, this is the place to check out. The ruins contain a cluster of stupas, monastic chambers, and even a tantric monastic chamber. The site sits at the top of a hill and can be easily accessed as a day trip from Mardon, Peshawar, or Islamabad. Visiting hours, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Entrance fee, free. Entrance fee, free. Heron Manor. The Heron Manor is one of the most popular historical places in Pakistan as far as visits are concerned. And though it is a tomb, this one is a bit different than others. Most tombs in Punjab and across Pakistan house the remains of saints or royals, but the Heron Manor is dedicated not to Mughal Emperor Jahangir, but his pet antelope. Yup, you read that right. Emperor Jahangir was known for his love of nature, and the Heron Manor exemplifies that. The complex consists of a minaret built over the antelope along with a massive pool and accompanying pavilion. And seeing that it's only 1 hour from Lahore and Sheikhupura, the Heron Manor is an easy day's getaway. Visiting hours, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Entrance fee, free. Renico Fort. The Renico Fort, yet another one of the many historical places in Sindh, is actually thought to be the world's largest fort. In fact, Renico is also known as the Great Wall of Sindh. Unlike many other Pakistani forts, the exact origin and architects of the Great Wall of Sindh remain unknown. Historians do believe that the first construction occurred sometime in the 17th century, with some reconstruction occurring in 1812 by the Talpur dynasty that ruled Sindh during that time period. The Renico Fort is located about 90 kilometers from the city of Hyderabad, though the fort is actually closest to the Sindhi town of Son. Visiting hours, always open. Entrance fee, free. Nagar Parkar Jain Temples. Very close to Pakistan's dusty, desert border with India lies the Nagar Parkar Jain Temples, a collection of abandoned temples from the 12th to 15th centuries. Jainism is an ancient religion of the subcontinent, and these temples are as unique as historical places in Pakistan can get, as Nagar Parkar was a former epicenter of Jainism for several centuries. The temples represent a high point in the expression of Jain architecture, and the entire region around them, which also includes the nearby pink granite Karunjar Mountains, was once considered to be one of the most glorious in the entire country. To reach Nagar Parkar via public transport, keep in mind that you'll only be able to do so from the town of Mithi, some 150 kilometers away. Visiting hours, always open. Entrance fee, free. Harappan. Harappan was yet another city of the Indus Valley civilization and was believed to be home to over 23,000 people. It's worth noting that the Indus Valley civilization is used interchangeably with the term Harappan civilization, though it did include more than just the city of its namesake. Though the settlement at one time spanned 150 hectares during the time period between 2600 BC and 1900 BC, it was badly damaged under British rule of Pakistan and is now much smaller. The present-day archaeological site is located about 24 kilometers from the Punjabi city of Sahiwal. Visiting hours, always open. Entrance fee, free. Tomb of Jahangir. On the outskirts of Lahore, you can find one of the most beautiful landmarks of Pakistan, the exquisite tomb of Mughal Emperor Jahangir. The tomb took 10 years to build and was finally finished in 1637. The walls of the tomb are decorated with inlaid marble, stunning floral frescoes, and is surrounded by lush gardens. Though the site has been damaged in floods throughout the years, it stands in good condition today despite being close to 400 years old. The tomb sits about 30 to 40 minutes outside of Lahore. Visiting hours, 9 am 7 p.m. Entrance fee, free.
Thank you for watching the video. Please subscribe to our channel Test Your English Grammar for more videos regarding English grammar.